time to install the antenna straw, but before I do I have to tell you this wire is a little bit longer than it usually is because I replaced it with a longer wire. So with the extra wire I just bunched it up and put it down with a wire tie. So all I have to do is feed this through the tube. Then once it goes through the other end I can just pull it out the rest of the way. This sits in that little groove right there. Then we have this interesting little nut that you feed the antenna straw through, and this is what holds down the antenna. Now when you buy a Slash brand new, it gives you a little tool for you to use, but I find you can tighten this just as much as you need to by hand. Now I'm going to flip it to the other side, and I'm going to do something just for convenience. Now this little cable tie down only comes with the VXL models of the Slash, and it's to hold down all the wires for the motor. But since I don't have a VXL, I'm going to use it to hold down the battery connection from the ESC to the battery. It just makes it a little bit neater. And now it's time to install the gear cover. This is held onto the transmission using only 2 screws. One is slightly longer than the other. The shorter one goes on bottom, while the longer one goes on top. And in case you're wondering, this is a newer style of gear cover that comes out with the models nowadays. With the old style, there wasn't this part for you to put a sensor into the transmission. And now I can install some tires. In fact, these are the Anacondas that I used to have on my Rustler. Now these aren't meant for the Slash. In fact, if I was going to buy these brand new, I'd buy 2 sets of rear Anaconda tires, and they'd fit on there perfectly. However, I have 2 front, 2 rear. Now because of this, the Slash has a little bit of a different design in how far apart the wheels are in the back compared to the front. So if I put these on there as they are, the front wheel is going to sit out a little bit more than the rear wheel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out the wheel hex hub from the front to the rear, and it's going to line them just a little bit more to make sure that the tire sits straight from each other. So this is going to be really easy. Just get a flathead screwdriver, pop off the rear one, pop off the front one, and like I said, you can see that the front one is a little bit longer than the rear one. So I'm going to put the rear on the front, snap that on, and put the front on the rear. And now I can install the tires. And this has always been a very easy thing to do. Just slide it on, make sure it goes down all the way. Then get a 4mm nut and screw it on. Now I can do that with all 4 of the other tires. With all 4 tires on, that is all that I can do for today. Which means at this point all I need are the front shocks and the body.